Well, we got some news out of Florida concerning the cause of death for Brian Laundrie. An attorney for his parents released a statement saying they have been informed that Brian died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Brian Laundrie's remains were located on October 20th after an exhausting search through an environmental park near his home in Northport, Florida. Petito was found strangled to death in Wyoming a week after she was reported missing. Laundrie refused to cooperate with police in their initial search for Petito before he left his family's home and disappeared. Laundrie was never charged in Petito's death, but was suspected of debit card fraud during the same time she was missing. Tuesday's statement from attorney Stephen Bertolini, went on to say Chris and Roberta are still mourning the loss of their son and are hopeful that these findings bring closure to both families. Official autopsy results for Brian Laundrie have not yet been released. Well, the Department of Justice has reached a tentative agreement to settle lawsuits filed by the survivors and families of the victims of the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School shooting in Parkland, Florida. 17 people were killed and another 17 were injured in the 2018 school shooting carried out by Nikolas Cruz. The lawsuits claim the FBI did not follow up on a tip they received about Cruz and stop him before the shooting could take place. Following the shooting, it was revealed that the FBI received a tip from someone close to Cruz who was concerned about his behavior and who felt he was capable of carrying out a school shooting. The Bureau admitted that tip was not handled properly and that it should have been forwarded to the FBI field office in Miami for follow-up. According to the New York Times, the amount in the lawsuit will come to about $130 million. Well, after serving 43 years in prison for a crime he did not commit, Kevin Strickland was released from Western Missouri Correctional Center on Tuesday. Strickland learned of his release while he was watching television. The news flashed across the screen as he was watching a soap opera. The 62-year-old was wrongly convicted for a triple murder in 1979. Strickland maintained his innocence throughout the years, saying he was nowhere near the crime scene. Today, Judge James Welsh set aside his conviction and ordered that he be immediately discharged from custody. And Strickland spoke to reporters shortly after his release, saying he is grateful to the judge for reviewing all of the facts. Well, as we start the holiday weekend, people who are driving to see family and friends this Thanksgiving will find the highest prices at the gas pumps in 8 years. President Biden is taking action to try to give American drivers some relief, but analysts say that it will take time. NBC's Chris Pallone has more.
If you've driven a car recently, you know.
It's high. What we can do.
The average gallon of gas is up about $1.30 over last Thanksgiving when many of us stayed home because of the pandemic. Before heading to Massachusetts to celebrate with his family, President Biden took an unusual step to try to provide drivers some relief.
It will take time, but before long, you should see the price of gas drop where you fill up your tank.
He ordered the release of 50 million barrels of oil from the nation's Strategic Petroleum Reserve, joining several other countries taking similar steps, hoping to force OPEC to pump more oil to meet worldwide demand.
This is really a game of chess against OPEC and other oil-producing nations.
Analysts and critics say any effect on prices will take some time and will likely be minimal.
Keep in mind this is happening globally, and so until things kind of settle down, until oil production can catch up, we're going to be digging deeper when we fill our tanks.
But while relief at the pump might be hard to come by, the president says things should be improving as people look for their favorite goods and gifts at stores from coast to coast.
In the past 3 weeks, the number of containers sitting on docks blocking movement are down by 33%. Shipping prices are down 25%. More goods are moving more quickly and more cheaply out of our ports, onto your doorsteps and on the store shelves.
The challenges of getting back to normal as the world emerges from the pandemic. Chris Pallone, NBC News, Washington.